Hello, this is Michael Litvak. I'm your host for All Waves Considered.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? You're one of our surfing elders pretty much. Not that you're actually young compared to some of the guys who are out there surfing, but you've definitely been a surfing elder to me.
Well, thank you. Yes, I've been surfing for quite a while. I practice dentistry in Pensacola and try to surf as much as I can.
And I feel like ever since I've surfed, you've been a very welcoming presence. And when did you start surfing?
I started surfing when I was like 12, 13,
Wow.
competing a little bit in the amateur ESAs when I was 15, 16. Traveled over to the East Coast quite a bit and even competed in a couple contests in California. I did some of the traveling with Yancey Spencer.
That's cool, the OG.
Yeah, the
Wow.
original. Yeah, he took me to a lot of events on the East Coast and in California.
No kidding. So you're athletically gifted and somehow you became a dentist too. How does that work out?
I just knew I wanted to be a professional. My father was an orthodontist, and I just kind of followed in his footsteps.
I like it. How does your wife feel about you being brainy and bronzy?
You'd have to ask her that.
How's the surf changed since you've been in Pensacola?
Some of the biggest losses have been that we used to surf at the point all the time, and that's kind of gone away. It's come back a little bit. Seems like the sandbars aren't as good since they did the beach restoration. That kind of comes and goes too. A lot more surfers nowadays. I can attribute that to more people here and all the surf camps, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? I feel like if you live in Pensacola and you don't surf, I feel like you're missing out. But at the same time, if everyone in Pensacola surfed, man, it would be we would need some artificial breaks.
Right. We all go to the pier, seems like.
And I think part of that's just, it's easy. I don't have to think about it too hard. Like I probably could have surfed the cross and it probably would have been just fine.
Yeah, for some reason the pier always seems a little bit bigger or more powerful than anywhere else. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the DeSoto Canyon.
I don't know about that. Is that some kind of offshore geography?
Yep, it sure is. It's where the real deep water in the Gulf comes to a point at what they call the nipple, which is straight 25 miles off from the pier.
No kidding.
Yep, I don't know if that has to do with it, but it's a good theory.
I like it. It's the only theory I've ever heard on that. So that's my current theory too then.
It's a popular fishing place. A lot of good fishing goes on there.
Can you tell us a little bit about the day?
Yeah, it was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. It was like one of those days where sort of between shortboard and longboard, rode a fat fishy board, not too much wind on it. Some pretty fun little rides.
It was. Yeah, it was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Plus, I got to surf with Sterling and Yancey. That was the highlight.
That was awesome. It's always good when the brothers are out.
He looks so sophisticated when he's doing that. Think about it, we smoke real corn cob pipes. Oh boy. It smells like strawberries. That's a little flat. It's lovely, isn't it?
I'm your host, Michael Litvak. Have a good evening.